Um, Hi everyone, Sailor Moon, Serena here, and today I'm doing a live stream again. And today if I made a mistake on how many followers I have on my YouTube Fairway, I'm gonna go back and look at that right now, just so I can know I didn't make a mistake on it, because that would be sad when you think that you have enough followers, but the truth is you do not have enough followers. Yeah, 3,162 or 301 and 62, since thousand is a French borrowed word. And I know that I'm not going to get a big shift out for this live stream, only out of the grounds that I didn't set a time for this live stream. I just felt like doing the live stream. So I know I'm not going to get a lot of folks watching, and I know that it is what it is. And someone might say, "Oh, well, you should have set the time and tell everyone you were going to do a live stream at 12, 47 in the midday." Well, I didn't know up until then I wanted to do it, you know. So I know I might not get a lot of watching looking for that, you know. Sorry for clearing my throat there. Sorry about that. So anyway, I know I'm not going to get a lot of folks watching. And some folks might say, "Oh, well, you should make a film and then set a time for it to run." What, like a sneak, like a upcoming, a foreseen of one of those tools? I don't really trust those tools because when I do a live or upload, I want it to be for late and playable at the time that I upload it. So why would I want to do that? You know, and I think that you can only do that if it was going to be a live stream. I don't know about an upload. So yeah, I didn't tell anyone I was going to do a live stream about 12:47 in the midday. So I'm probably not going to get a lot of folks watching. I mean, I'll be thankful for anyone that I get to watch my films, you know. Well, I did have at least three folks. Now it's down to one. Well, see what that is what it is. So you didn't read that thing wrong. I do got 3,162 followers. Since a thousand is a French borrowed word, the English word would be 301 and 62 followers, which is a big deal. At least for my YouTube, at least for my Fairway, I see it as a big deal. Someone else out there might not see it as a big deal because they're either because everyone's followers or followership or whatever everybody's followers might not be the same reckoning. And I know there's going to be some folks out there going to say, "Oh well, how did you get all those followers?" Well, sorry for that coughing again. That cannot be helped. You know, how did I get all those followers? I don't know. I just started making uploads and lives about 10 years ago. And folks seem to like this YouTube, seem to like the films, the uploads, the lives. There was something about Dwayne or something about the films that they liked. And that's just how it went. Now, I can't tell you how many followers I had in my old fairways, like Sailor Moon Red or Sailor Moon Red 1 or Sailor Moon's Best 1 or Sailor Moon's Best 2 or Sailor Moon on YouTube, misspelled a U, haha. Sailor Moon YouTube or Sailor Moon Red 1, 2, 3, 4 or Sailor Moon Tube 11, which was the first name of this, but I ended up calling it Sailor Moon for Life, which I think is a greater name for it. And I know I'm not going to get anyone to write anything in the shout out box. I know my live streams might not be as glee to everybody else's out there. And Sailor V or Sailor Venus or Sailor Hellroll or Mina or she's doing hers right now. Well, she filmed hers ahead of time and then she put it on a preview or a foreseen. So everybody's probably over there watching that one. Well, I was watching that one, and I thought it was good. So I know I'm not going to get a lot of folks watching this one, you know. And then again, I don't really guilt anyone. I mean, my live stream might not be the most glee out there. I mean, it's some folks might see it as being boring and say, "Well, why would anybody want to watch a film, a upload, or a live with a Irwin toy Sailor Moon doll, which was made in 2001 YL?" When there's sundry other folks out there with their uploads and their lives that can do more greater work. Well, at least I got free folks watching and free thumbs up. I don't know if they're any of my followers or newcomers or whatever, but I thank you all the same. And you can write something on my shout out box if you want to. I don't see why, it's not going to be nothing outstanding. I don't. Sorry for clearing my throat like that. I got 4 thumbs up now from someone and 3 watchers. So the things that, it says hand clap, someone writes down with 2 hands or 2 gloves, and I don't know what that means, but thank you for whatever that was. All right, so here comes something that a lot of folks will ask, or they never ask, then I'll just answer it. Are you going to be a YouTube mate? First off, no, I'm not going to be a YouTube mate. That is never, ever going to be one of my goals. First off, there's way too many oversights to uphold. And they always shift all the time. Mateship shifts all the time. Mateship oversight shifts all the time. Showing oversight shifts all the time. And and then on top of that, having to worry and be halfway answerable for toll that's taken out, either for Gavin, Riker, or the Marnier. No, thank you. So no, mateship is never. I'm never ever going to take them up on mateship. That's never going to happen. You know. No, I need be nice and meet the oversights anyway. So I want to thank everyone who did come on so far, and that would be 3 folks. Well, it may need be to probably. It said Jesus says God bless you. Well, thank you, Jesus, for coming on my live stream. You know. So anyway, now I have some. Now I got 2 folks on there. Someone who's going as Jesus the Freer or Jesus the Healer, and I got someone else that either has hands or gloves. One of the two, don't truly know. So everyone wonders, why did I even choose to do a live stream today? Well, I felt that since I got those followers on my live stream, I thought that it would be cool to do it. Even though I'm probably not going to, even though going in, I'm not going to, even though going in, I'm not going to get all the watch time or all the followers that someone else would get. But then again, I can't worry about what someone else's live stream is or is not. So that's how it goes. Well, another thing that everyone probably was going to ask. Well, sorry for that coughing there. Sorry that can't be helped. And I don't skim anything out of my films. I don't clean or cut anything out of my films, so I don't do that. It says someone else writes down, "Hi, Jesus," and then I guess a hand. Well, anyway, I guess these are all the folks that are watching my film so far. That's hard to tell, but I guess that I guess that is them. Well, as I told you, my live stream is need be not going to be the most fun or the most glee, giving to the grounds that that I just picked a bad time. I mean, I am happy I got 3 folks watching and 4 thumbs up, so I am happy about that. But it's not like I'm gonna get, and not like I'm gonna get a lot of folks on here. You have a great show. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you for saying that. I do have a good show, you know, and I've been doing this for about 10 years. Believe that or not, been going on for about 10 years. And I don't know if there's anyone else who does what I do and has been doing it for 10 years. Some folks need to be a newcomer to it. I mean, I don't really think there's anyone, I don't know if there's anyone else that does what I do and been doing it for 10 years. I mean, if there was other folks that were doing it, well, they're no longer around anymore. Yeah, sorry for that. Makes my films lifelike. And giving to the grounds that every film cutting or cleaning or skimming tool out there, free or not, they all have their weaknesses, and it all truly seems to be the same weaknesses. So first, you go with everyone's beloved if you got small soft windows, which a lot of folks do. Small soft windows filmmaker, which my take with it is that its strength was, can make your films brighter and darker. If you want to have an end sheet or beginning sheet to your film, it could do that. Well, if you want to cut something out, it'd be a hit and miss because sometimes it would let you, sometimes they would cut things out of your films and then you could still work with the film afterwards. And other times they'd say, sorry, you cut the film in half. So now you can't work with anything before and after the cut. And it took too long to fillet anything that you did make on there. Then we come around to the less well known of these tools out here, ArcSoft. And I had the HP web shooter back in the day, so they had 2 ArcSoft tools. One was ArcSoft Web Shooter Friend. No, that was a lie. It wasn't really a friend. And and Film for Layer. Couldn't really fillet very well. It was more like the watered down offshoot of the Microsoft or SmallSoft tool. It could make your films brighter, darker, give you beginning and end sheet to your films. It couldn't cut nothing out. That was a sad thing. Even if you hit the blade even if you hit the blade, it wouldn't cut nothing out. It was broke. And at least it would fillet your films faster. Then the last one that I ended up having, which was really shitty, was Cyberlink Power Director or Interweb Feed Strength Overseer. Mine was broken. The only thing it could do was film, and you couldn't really shift the settings of even filming. So mine was broke. And I know there's going to be someone who might write something down and say, yeah. There might be someone who might write something and say, oh, well, did you ever work with the Sony Vegas the film shifter, or the Apple Macintosh iFilm, or did you ever work with Last Cut, or Small Shooter, or all those other ones? No, and they're probably all shitty too, and they all behave the same way. And unless you have the skill for it and understand how it works, and you're willing to make a row of throwaway films just so you can learn what it does, then be my guest. But I think all film skimming tools are shitty. They don't really do much for anyone. And you see, back in the day, sorry for that coughing there, can't be helped. Back in the day, I had haters and trolls, but then again, who doesn't have haters and trolls, sadly, on the interweb? And these haters and trolls would always would do scathing and say, oh, you don't skim out your films. You should cut this out and cut that out and do this and that. Your films would be a lot more watchable to us, or at least to them, you know, as almost if the grounds to why I wasn't getting a lot of folks watching or seeing my films, or the grounds to why they were bitching about my work, was I didn't skim. But that would be a lie, because you see, your haters and trolls out there would have you think that, oh, all you have to do to win me over is to shift how you do your work and start doing the work the way I want you to do the work. But these folks, you would never meet the standard with them. They would shift the goal steeple. They would shift the standard and you never meet it. It was never my work to win them over. It was not my work to shift their mind either on who on Dwayne or the films he made. So it is what it is. So I got about five watchers, 9 thumbs up. And I know at the end of the day that welcome to my live stream. No, you didn't read it wrong. I do got 3,162, or well, since the thousand is a Frenchish borrowed word, the English word would be 301.62 followers. You didn't read it wrong. That's how many followers I've gotten in 10 years. And I know some folks out there watch my work every day. Some do, some don't. Some just follow and never watch my uploads and lives. And there's not really anything you can do about it. But I am happy for all the folks out there that do watch my uploads and my lives. Shorts? No, I don't make any shorts. Sadly, YouTube doesn't let you make shorts on a reckoner, either on a middle top or a board top. So you can't make shorts. You can only make it through a wireless far speaker. And I feedback them on it sundriest times and say, hey, why can't we make shorts on a reckoner? And it never got back to me. And I never heard anyone bring it up on any of their insider films. So sadly, no shorts, but uploads and lives. Which read we got here? What do we got here? It said, "Bin Glee your films. I once to watch Sailor Moon when I was a kid. I also watched Lindworm Ball Z." Great for you. I'm glad to hear that. Great work. Need be you can do a team up with Scott from the Scott Fairway. That would be beloved. No, we are not going to do team ups or roundovers or whatever you want to call them. He's got his own fairway and he does his own thing, and we do our own thing. So, sorry, that's not going to happen. And anyway, if someone does a roundover or, a team up or whatever you want to call it, then who owns the double right and ownership? I guess that belongs to both of them. But Dwayne does his own thing and Scott does his own thing, so you're never going to see any roundover or team ups. I'm sorry about that. So, yes, a lot of hard work has gone into me making this film. Me, and I know there's going to be folks out there that think that ain't hard work, but it is hard work. I've been doing this for about 10 years. I started from nothing. Let me give you a whole yesteryear of what happened to all my fairways up until this one. My first fairway, I don't think anyone here can think of it, was Sailor Moon Red, which ran from 2008 YL to 2010 YL. Was in good standing for about 3 years. Didn't have no strikes for followership oversight or double right, but sadly somehow got hacked. Then the next fairway was Sailor Moon Red 1, and that only lasted from 2010 YL to 2011 YL, and then the fake flagging started. And after that came Sailor Moon's Best 1, 2011 YL to 2012 YL, same thing, fake flagged, and then shut it down. Then there was Sailor Moon's Best 2. Same thing happened there. Sailor Moon Red, Sailor Moon on Tube, same thing. Sailor Moon Red 1, 2, 3, 4. And these were all 2012 YL films, fairways. Sailor Moon 1, 2, 3, 4 at least ran from 2012 YL to 23rd between FYL. Fake flagged once again, but someone at YouTube forgot to shut the fairway fully down so I could still make all the things to make this fairway. And I've kept this around for 10 years. So then it came Sailor Moon for Life, formerly Sailor Moon Tube 11, some 23rd between a while to now. It says that is YL. Does that mean Year of the Lord? Yes, that's what it means. The Year of the Lord. Yes, that's what it means. It said Scott's going to make. Is Scott going to make a guest showing? No, Scott's not going to be on this YouTube fairway. Sorry to let you down. You know, sorry to let you down. So I know I might not get a lot of watch time for this. And I know that my fairway doesn't have all the cool settings and tools that a mate would have, like overtalk or overthanks, or whatever. All those bullshit things. Or here I'm gonna send you gout for your shout out, through your live box, through your live stream. Well, I don't have any of those things. It goes 10 years ago. That's short time. The truth is, I was doing that in how anyone could do their own thing. Well, I got lucky every day. I am lucky for about 10 years to be in good standing with followership, oversight, ownership, and double right. And the ways that I keep myself in good standing or keep going for about 10 years is that if Dwayne stops, we'll be honest about this, there's not going to be anyone else doing this. I mean, there's no one else on YouTube who's doing the Sailor Moon the way that Dwayne does. I mean, there was Sailor Moon Jacob, and he was on YouTube starting from 2020 while until 2023 while on and off, and then he ended up going to higher learning, a followership or a guild, so that was that. And there were other folks, but that's it. There isn't really anyone else that does this. I know someone's going to bring up the Tina Warrior fighter, whoever she is. Yeah, she does a lot of films of squeeze dolls, but you got to understand she makes films squeeze dolls from other drawing shows or drawing films, and I only do Sailor Moon. But you don't get a lot of watch time for doing this, sadly. And you would think that Sailor Moon would be big, but it is. But you don't get a lot of watch time in looking for this. But I don't care. I was never in it for that. If the watch time came, or the looking came, or the followers came, or I got, cool gifts from YouTube, for being a good standing, well, either it came or it didn't come. And I got 10 thumbs up and 6 watchers. Some of them need be followers. Some of them need be newcomers that I don't know who they are. So I'm just going to make a guess here. So at the end of the day, let me see if I can open the window here. Now I can open the window. There we go. So at the end of the day, I'm It says, yeah. So just to let you know, just to let you know that I don't know if I am the black sheep of the Sailor Moon followership or not. Or do I fit in with the other Sailor Moon followers? Need be I do or I don't. Now, I'm going to talk about this now. So, you got a lot of folks on here who like to make a big deal about what Sailor Moon you watch. And some folks, they either like the Viz one or they hate it. Some folks either like Deke or Cloverway, they love it or they hate it. And then you'll get some folks out there, you know, that might say that, oh, sometimes I feel like I am the black sheep of the Sailor Moon followership. I know I shouldn't feel that way. I know there's no truth to make it true, but sometimes that's the way I feel. You know, I feel that I feel that way sometimes. Why? And I guess it comes from, you know, oh, knock shit over. And I guess where it comes from is my belief. Where it comes from is why I think this is that I don't know, because I think that I should get, well, folks watching my films and I don't, or I think that I should get a lot of watch time and I don't, and all the and sorry for clearing my throat there. Ruthoff said, "I like the Viz Sailor Moon film." It said, "Can I ask you about Scott Fairway? If he's going to be show playing anything today? I miss his films." I don't know what he's going to be doing or not. I know that he makes a lot of fairways, he makes some films, and then when he doesn't get folks watching or doesn't get enough watch time or looking, he either takes the films down or shuts the fairway down. Now, some folks make a big thing out of that, but I don't know what he's going to do. If he chooses to do something, hopefully you'll follow to him and you'll know if he does or does not do something. You know, it goes. I wish he wouldn't take his uploads down. Well, that's what he does. That's his own business. You know, he makes an upload or a live, and either he doesn't like the way that it came out, or or he doesn't, or what he also goes is nobody watches it, and then he'll just say, "What's the worth making it?" and take it down. So at the end of the day, that's his own business, you know. So I'm not going to be going on and talking about that because that's his own business. But that's the grounds of why he does it, you know. Because either he doesn't get folks to watch it, he doesn't get the watch time and looking, you know, or he doesn't feel that, or he doesn't like the way that he doesn't like the upload or the live that he made, and that's why he'll do what he does. And sadly, some folks would give him shit for it. Some folks would, guilt him and shame him for doing that as if it was some kind of sinful and unlawful thing he was doing. And I'm here to tell you it's not. You know? And sometimes I the only one that watches his films, believe it or not. But I don't know what he's gonna do. I can't answer that asking thing for you. Well, sorry for that yawn. You know, that I had some Reese peanut butter cups today. I did, but I threw out the bags. So unless you want me to pull the bags out of the clutter can and show it to you, Probably not. So some folks out there wonder, how did I, you know? So it is what it is. Hmm. All right. So I know that I'm probably not, sorry for coughing again, but that happens, and I have no running lead over it. You know, you're going to have other folks out there. They're going to skim that. They're going to cut that and clean that out and go, oh, gotta make my film flawless. Oh, can't give the haters and trolls something to work with. Well, knowing haters and trolls, sadly, they are so hopeless, sadly, that they will come up with anything to make fun of, anything to guilt or shame, anything to put someone down for. So don't say you can't give them anything to work with. I used to have I once had bullies and trolls and whatever they want to call themselves, or haters, starting from 2008 YL to 23rd between FYL. And all I did was come on like this all those years ago. Never did anything wrong to any of them, never wronged them in any way, wasn't doing anything that was sinful and unlawful. I can't speak the same for them, though. And then I would get guilted and shamed. I would get, Dwayne would get shamed and guilted, his name besmirched, then made fun of, all bunch of shit. So, yeah, the trolls and haters and bullies, whatever they want to call themselves, they can come up with all kinds of things, you know, to work with. So, making your films flawless isn't going to give them nothing to work with. And I don't really care what they think anymore. Nowadays, I just hush them and lock them and forbid them from my fairway, and that's it. Then I go on with the rest of my day. I don't give them the time of day anymore. I don't read what they left on my films, what they left on my fairway. I don't even watch their films. I make it as so boring that they don't want to do anything, and they mostly leave me alone. Now, some folks out there might think that blocking and hushing or forbidding is giving them something to work with. Well, even if that's true, what are they going to do? What can they do with it? If you hush them and you forbid them from coming to your fairway, well, what are they going to do with it? Nothing. And someone might say, oh, well, they can always watch your film not logged in. Yeah, but you have to be logged in to either watch. You got to be logged in to either thumb up or thumb down a film, to either write something on a film, to beloved a film, or even to flag a film. So it's not going to be fun for them not having your fairway to come to and whatever to do. It said, good for you. It said, that's great to think. Their love for Sailor Moon and making films and shows. Well, well, no one else was doing this. And Dwayne knew that no one else was going to do it. So he put a need out there that was going to be met. Because no one else was doing this. Oh, you had Mario and Sonic and Mickey and SpongeBob. You had all of them. I mean, you had all those folks doing all of those things, so don't get me wrong. But when it came to Sailor Moon, you didn't have anyone doing what he's done for 10 years, and even before that. All right. So everyone wants to ask me, am I still a meatball head? Still klutz and a ditz and a slob baby? The answer would be yes, I am. I did not really shift that much. Oh, I grew up, but I didn't really shift that much beyond that. I'm still the same way I was when I started out in the Deke and Cloverway world. which some folks out there don't like. And speaking about that, folks like to make a big deal about names. My name's Serena, because I'm from the Deacon Clovaway world or pioneer world of Sailor Moon, not the Viz and Toei world. Usagi's not my name. I'm sorry. Me and Usagi are not the same fellow. Deacon Clovaway told my saga of being Sailor Moon, where Viz told Usagi's saga of being Sailor Moon. Not the same fellow. But a lot of folks will make a big deal about names. I call myself Serena because I'm going from the Deacon Clovaway work. Some folks out there will say, "Oh no, don't call her that." Well, some folks, if you, I don't go by the I go by the Deacon Clovaway work, not the Viz work, not the Toei work. I'm sorry, but I'll have someone that will say something, and it really didn't happen that much. But there'll be someone out there who say, "Oh, don't slight my wisdom." I'm not here to slight your wisdom. It's not my mistake that you A, didn't see the Deacon Clovaway Sailor Moon, or B, you hate it. That's your business, all right? And if folks are going to bitch about my name being Serena and the Deacon Clovaway world of Sailor Moon, then they're probably going to bitch about the name being Victoria, which came from the Renaissance Atlantic world. Yeah, my full name in the Deke world is Serena Victoria Kimball. But in the Clovaway world, my name would have been Serena Usagi Sakino. All right? Why is it so hard for folks out there to make a big deal about my name? They do. There are folks out there in the Sailor Moon followership, some of them who love the Viz work, and some of them who love, the Toei work. They just love to read everything written down on the watch. And some of these folks don't like Deke or Cloverway Sailor Moon because, oh, it's not the same. Oh, they shift the names. Oh, they shift the stead and the strike names and the stead names. Oh, they cut some things out. They put some things in. They shifted the songs around. Oh, they don't make them say the same things. All the grounds to why they don't like it. You know, But at the end of the day, I do like Deke and Cloverway and Viz. But at the end of the day, when I think of Sailor Moon, I'm going to think of Deke first, Cloverway 2 diff, and Viz third diff. You know? And if that does make some of the Sailor Moon followers out there, angry or irked that when I think of Sailor Moon, I think of the Deke and Cloverway work first before I think of the Toei work. But then again, the Viz work. But then again, I'm not the. I always write down here. Someone wrote down, yeah, there are unlikenesses between the shifting, between between riding and shifting. Yes, that is true. One means that you're putting it into a speech, writing it into a speech, or at least the nearest way that you can. One is writing it into a speech, or at least nearest that you can get to what it would be in your speech. The other one is making shifts to something. And yes, Deacon Cloverway didn't only shift what was said, but they shift what was done. But at the end of the day, a lot of these, I'll have folks that will come on my fairway, or mostly on my Twitter or Gil, and they will not understand why I like the Deacon Cloverway one first. And what irks them or makes them angry is that I'm Serena. It's like, all right, it's not my mistake that you don't, it's like not my mistake that you don't like the Deke or Cloverway work or you never saw it. I'm Serena. That's my name. In that world, my name is Serena. I don't know who this Usagi is. I had one fellow tell me, "Oh, don't flight my wisdom." Like I was slighting their wisdom for calling myself Serena because they didn't like that, you know? Then one time, and this was on Twitter or Gilgil, probably years ago, when someone said, "Stop saying those names. Say the right names." Well, in the world of Deacon Clodaway, those are the right names. You know, some folks like to make a big deal about why did they have to shift out the Dawnish borrow names for the Latinist, Frenchist, Hebrewist, Farsiest, and Spanish borrowed names. Because those would be the borrowed names that more folks speaking English would know those borrowed names more than they know the Dawnish borrowed names. You know? Well, I don't really know how far to go, with this live stream. I mean, I did get about 6 folks watching and sort of between a thumbs up, but a live stream can't go forever. And I don't know how long they'll let you do a live stream for. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. How long they'll let you do a live stream for. I don't think anyone really knows how long a live stream could go for. So, yeah. First off, I just want to say, thank you to, well, I'm not leaving yet. Hey, read what I say here. Let's read this here. It goes, I saw your squeeze. I saw you have squeeze beings in the side. Do they show up? What is your beloved? Well, those are unicorns or one horns, and I guess I like all of them, I guess. And anyway, someone out there might say before I end this film, someone might say, "Oh well, how would you do, why do you never get in the bind with ownership and double right?" First off, I don't do anything. I don't have anyone else work in my films. I don't have their songs or their shows or their films or their plays or their film games or anything that is owned and double righted by someone else. If someone wanted to come at me, it would be hard for them to show that it was their work because you'd say, "Is that your room? Are those your dolls in your room? And is that your window? And do you know that dog over that name and likeness is JoJo?" Well, if you couldn't answer they couldn't answer those things, then I know I have ownership and double right. But I don't do anything against anybody else's ownership and double right. Because even though I don't give a shit about my double right, some folks out there do. Some folks in some businesses do, even though I don't. So I don't do anything in my films that someone else can say, "Well, that's mine. I own it. That's mine. I got ownership and double right over it." You thief or whatever they might think of it. And some folks might say, "Oh, what about fair work?" Well, there is a thing called fair work, offshooted of the double right law, but you see, it's a double bladed sword, is that you could do all the things to shift out the work, to make it a new kind of work. You could make fun of it. You could shift the casting. You could shift the lighting. You could shift what they were saying. You could shift out the songs. You could do all kinds of things to it. You could be giving your thoughts on it. You could be scathing it. Whatever. You do all that, and you have to hope that the owners or whoever owns it and got double right over it goes, "Yeah, it's a new kind of work. It's fair work. I'll leave it alone." Or you have someone that says, "Oh no, I don't care how much shifts you did to the work. It's still my work. Flag. So yeah, I don't want folks out there saying how fair work is your friend, because fair work is not really a friend. Either your work meets fair work or it doesn't, and it's always in the eyes of who. It's always in the eyes of the those who have the ownership and double right. It said I really like the Might of Love song from Sailor Moon's our film. Yeah, and that film, that song was also, well, that song also was not only from that film, but I believe it was also from Sailor Moon R, the Tudith saga of the Sailor Moon show. You know? Well, thank you for liking that though. So, what do you think when I said so yeah, thank you for liking my songs from my drawing shows and my drawing films, which in the Deacon Chloe world are only be four. And yeah, it goes, hi Sailor Moon, hi Millie Boy or Millby or however you say your handle. Sorry if I'm not saying your handle right. Forgive me. You know. So anyway, I just want to say that my show has been going on for 31 years. And, well, here's something that really makes me sad is that, so Sailor Moon Cosmos or Sailor Moon World came out, you know, early this year. And, in Dawnland, the 6th month, the 6th and the 30th. And so far, Netflix and Hulu have not gotten any streaming deal with it. And they're like, oh, don't worry, you can get it on disc at the end of the year. No, I want to have it streamed. I want to have to, well, I like to watch it on Netflix or Hulu, whatever, and then give my thoughts on it. But no, someone at Toei thought, no, 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 we don't want to give this one an outside release. We don't want to free it out for everyone outside of Dawnland to watch. Oh no. Fuck putting it on Hulu and Netflix. Fuck that. It's too much hard work for us. We don't want to give it to Vids so they can put it into English and then put it out in all the other speeches. Or we're going to put it on this at the end of the 12th month. Yeah, is that the way they're going to go now? So I guess Hulu lost the rights. I guess Netflix lost the streaming rights too. And I guess Viz lost the rights to work with all the Sailor Moon things altogether, from what I'm taking from. And that's kind of sad. So there's going to be folks that are going to say, well, I guess we're going to have to buy it on disc at the 12th month. I guess so. But the sad thing is, I wish I could watch it on Netflix. I mean, if Netflix got the rights to all the free followings of Hearst and then forever, why could they not get the rights to Cosmos or World or whatever they want to call it? I don't understand it, you know? And everyone's going to have their belief and thought on it. No one really seems to know. Sometimes when you're a Sailor Moon follower, or even when you're a Might Keeper follower, you don't always get good things. I mean, sometimes you do, but you feel let down because you think you be getting more than what you get. It said, have you been watching Sailor Moon? Have you been watching Sailor Moon since 2003 while? No. I've only been a follower and watching Sailor Moon since 2008 YL. I, so I'm really a latecomer to Sailor Moon. Dwayne got into watching and liking Sailor Moon in 2008 YL. So yeah, where some folks can say that they've been watching it, been into it, and following it since between 95 YL as far as the English work goes. But Dwayne got into it in 2008 YL. So, or 2008YL, since thousand is a Frenchish borrowed word. Anyway, that's how long he's been into it. Not as long as other folks here have been into Sailor Moon. It said, don't call yourself a latecomer to a show, which is wonderful. When I mean that Dwayne is a latecomer, because he really because he's only been following Sailor Moon that long. Some folks have been into Sailor Moon since between 95 YL as far as the English speaking world goes. Everyone else, who knows? But here, everyone keeps asking, how did Dwayne get into Sailor Moon? Well, let me tell you. So, Dwayne was 11 years old in between 95 YL when my show first showed up in the settled land and the 4-1 Rights. If you were in the 4-1 Rights, you either saw Sailor Moon on two folkworks, UPN and WB, or Fox. Mostly it would probably be UPN and WB. And Dwayne would watch some of them on UPN and some of them on WB. Not think about it, go for the rest of his day. If he was going to learn, it would just be something he watched and then he wouldn't say nothing. And the rest of his day would be where it is. He wouldn't talk about it at home. He wouldn't talk about it at learn. Then he'd end up watching it years later in between 97 to between 98 YL when it was on USA. And then he'd watch it on there, but once again, not really think or say anything of it. Then later on, watching was on Cartoon from between 98 YL to 2003 YL. But then again, he wouldn't really say nothing about it. And then in 2008 YL, we got Douglas Walker talking about all the anime women, giving his thoughts on it, and pulls off Sailor Moon. And then Dwayne goes, oh, I rethink watching Sailor Moon. And then he spent from 2008 YL to now being into Sailor Moon, watching the Deacon Cliverway one sundriest times on sundriest websites, and watching the Viz one too. But mostly watching the Deacon Cliverway one. And to this day, the Deacon Cliverway one never gotten any disses. So there is no streaming deal to the Deacon Cliverway one. There are no disc deals. I wish there was. It would make it a lot more smoother than having to look through sundriest websites. Because, let's be earnest, Dwayne had to go through sundriest websites from 2008 YL to now when it came to watching Deke and Cliverway Sailor Moon. It said I saw Sailor Moon in between 95 YL when it was on UPN or WB. Oh yeah, they put my show on at 6 o'clock, 6 of the timer, 6 or 6:30, on UPN and WB. And then they bitched about how the watch time wasn't coming in, how the showing wasn't coming in. They're like, oh, no one's watching it at 6 in the morning. Well, some folks are either still asleep at 6, some are getting up at 6. So, yeah, either way, there's watch time, there's looking you're missing right there. If they would have put it on, but you see, that was a mistake that UPN and WB did. Now, USA did, they put it on at 7:30 and 97 YL, and that got good watch time. Cartoon put it on at 4:30 from between 98 YL, ended in 2003 YL. So out of the two folk works, only USA and Cartoon gave it a good time. UPN and WB did not. Now, if you were in the settled land, you got to watch Sailor Moon on YTV from between 95 YL, between 97 YL, between 98 YL to 2003 YL. At a good time, So So yeah, my show got a lot of good watch time in the Settled, but not so much watch time in a 4-1 Rights. It goes, yeah, well, I don't know why they put it on at 6. My guess was there were other shows on at that time, and no one wanted their show to be bumped to another time for a new coming show that had never been on WB or UPN at the time. Well, hi there. Welcome to my live stream. Yes, you didn't read it wrong. I got 3,162 followers, or 3,301 and 62 followers, since 1,000 is a French's borrowed word. And I'm about to bring an end to this live stream that I've been doing. I got 7 watchers, served between a thumbs up, and many folks writing things in my shout out box. It's awesome. I'm happy, my friend. Well, thank you. And once again, thank you for buying both offshoots of me. The 2001 YL Irwin Toy Sailor Moon and the 9 between 95 YL Bandai Sailor Moon. Thank you for doing that. And if you want to give me other gifts from time to time, you can do that. Thank you. Now, I know there are going to be some folks out there that will say, oh, you got to watch out about who you're dealing with on the interweb. You don't know them and they don't know you. They could be up to no good. They could be doing something sinful and unlawful, and you don't know about it. And they're going to take the upper hand or upside on you. Yes, there are folks, sadly, who do stuff like that, not only on the interweb, but also off the interweb, too. So, yeah. So, I want to say thank you for buying the 2 Sailor Moon dolls, the Irwin toy one, and the Bandai one. All right, looks like it's coming to the end of my live stream. I want to tell everybody thank you for coming on my live stream. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the 9 folks watching. It goes, the saga, it said, of Scott and Scott's Fairway in True Life. It is cool that smooth going his films. Do you even have Bardison? Yeah, I do the Sailor Moon show, and I offshoot from the Deacon Cloverway work. Yes, I do. It said, great stream, see you next time. It goes, I really wish I could get the doll. My mom said, I'm a boy, not a girl. Ha ha. I wouldn't worry about that. Sailor Moon dolls are for boys and girls. So I don't know where she was telling you that for. But thank you for coming on live stream. It said, all right. I like to say yourness. It said, great. Yeah, it's already over. I'll see you. Goodbye. Sorry about that. I guess I could thank you all for coming on, though. And if you like this film, follow me over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the other film we made this morning over here where me and Sailor Venus where me and Sailor Mini Moon talked about, made our film over here. Sailor Moon Serena, and I'll see you later. And the moonlight is the word of the moonlight is a speak of love.